What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of To Inspire Podcast. We are your hosts, Alanis Vasquez and
Samuel Lévesque.
let's go. So today we are going to talk about the wounds.
The wounds.
The emotional wounds of the soul that we got when we were children.
And you're gonna realize that most of our personality type.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
You're selling the punch like right away.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so if you remember correctly,
Cut.
in the previous episode, we spoke about disc assessment, right? The 4 big personality types. And today we're going to talk about the wounds because they are sort of correlated.
Like sort of really correlated.
Yeah. So go ahead, Sam.
Before that, I just want to say one thing. On the last episode, I told you about an example that I'm going to give you a story. But I forgot to give you the story. So I'm going to give you the story now. Before, maybe now you did the disc assessment, you had time to do it. It's one episode every week, so you had time. I always think I was red and blue because people told me, you're so analytical and you like trading and investment and business and this and that. And with the time, I realized I was believing people, we talk about where focus, go, energy, flow. So I was like, I'm blue and red. And then I realized with time, I'm not blue and red. I'm red and yellow. Big time red and yellow. But always I was always thinking because of people that I was red and blue. Because people were like, you like trading, investment, you're analytical. But it's not true. Because a blue's gonna, for trading or investment, they're gonna look at all the data and the analytic side because they love it and they want to understand and this and that. Me, I was not doing it from that intention. I was doing it from an intention of a red. I want to understand it because we want to make money and win. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna look at the analytic and the data, and we're gonna basically do the same thing as blue, but with the intention of taking action fast and winning, not with the intention of just taking our time to understand all the detail. And that was that what I was telling you guys. It's not just what you're doing, it's the intention from where it come that also show what type of personality you are. So I'm not red and blue, I'm red and yellow. So that was the little story that I want to share with you. And now we can attack the wounds of the jeunesse.
Oh, yes, the wounds of the youth. So if we're gonna go really quickly on this subject because it's a huge subject, we could go hours, but we have 20 minutes. So what we're gonna do right now is, if you want to know more about the wounds of the soul, there's a book written by Lise Bourbeau.
Lise Bourbeau, yeah.
Lise Bourbeau.
It's in French, but you can find it in English.
It's been translated into every single language, honestly.
Yeah.
In French, it's Les 5 blessures de l'âme. In English, I think it's the 5 wounds.
5 wounds. But look, Lise Bourbeau.
Lise Bourbeau, the 5 wounds.
We can write it in the comment too,
Yeah,
so you
we're
can
gonna
find
write it
it.
down.
And it's a beautiful book about the wounds.
Yeah, exactly. So there are 5 wounds, right? The first one being rejection. And by the way, the wounds are created from the moment that you're technically in your mom's belly. I'm telling you right now, you need to be open-minded when you read the book. So the wounds happen when you're first in your mom's belly, up until you're 6 or 7 years old, I think.
It can go to 8, 10.
Yeah.
8, 10 years old, yeah.
Okay.
So in your childhood.
Yeah, in your childhood.
And then when you're older, it actually gets reinforced.
It gets transformed into a mask.
Yeah. And it gets reinforced with that mask.
Yeah. Because where focus goes, energy flows.
Exactly.
Okay, so first wound. Rejection.
Rejection.
When you were a kid, you felt rejected, it hurt, and it transformed into, in French, it's called fuyant, which is like in English, you flee.
The
like,
escaper.
Yeah, the escaper. You try to escape every situation.
And it's really nice to look at the book because it's that woman. She's a big psychologist here in Canada, like really big one, work with big hospital and clinic. And she also showed to people the body type.
Yeah,
and
so
she
in the
show
book,
you,
there are physical images of what your body type is going to be if you're living
It's crazy.
in that. Is there another way to say mask?
No, it's a mask. It's
okay, yeah.
yeah.
If you're living in that mask.
And it's crazy because the first time I listened to it, it was audiobook, I didn't read. I was not that open, but then everything was on point. So I was like, it's so right. And she dedicated like 20 years of her life doing that.
And like 15 years later,
yeah.
she wrote another book about the same
So
subject.
it's crazy. Like you can see really like even how the body react to the wounds and to the mask.
Yeah. And when you heal the wounds, your body heals as well. It's really honestly crazy.
It's another level. Like,
Yeah.
And it's not just some, like I say, magical blah blah and woohoo. No, like she worked with doctor and specialists.
Yeah, she has degrees.
Insane, crazy good book.
Yeah. So
everybody should read it.
Yeah, honestly. So first, rejection, which transforms into the escaper mask. Then you have abandon, the wound of abandonment, which transforms into the dependent
mask. Yeah.
Then you have the humiliation wound, which transforms into the masochist.
Yeah,
Masochist?
I'm masochist. I don't know how to say that in English.
Masochist? Yeah, masochist, okay.
Yeah.
Into the masochist mask. And then we have the trahison, which is...
trahison.
No.
That's how you say trahison. Trahison. Traitor. Traitor mask. I don't know how to say it.
We're going to find the word after. It's okay.
But traitor.
Yeah, okay. So the traitor wound, which transforms into the
controller mask.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have the injustice wound, which transforms into...
What's the name in English?
Rigid.
The rigid,
kind of
like
stiff.
Stiff, yeah, like stiff, right, like a stick.
Yeah. Very
mask.
stiff, very just.
Well,
so
try to be really just.
Yeah, try to be really just.
And now we're gonna speak a little bit about just how it's created and how those masks make us act. And ironically, we do to people what we don't want us to live. But we're not going to go in detail because it's hour and you can read the book. So we're just going to
explain them quickly.
Open it to you, then you do what you need.
So what is rejection? And
so yeah, I forgot escaper. It's more with the mom or the dad that people need to look in the book.
I forgot as well, but I think it's with the mom.
A lot of time it's with one or other, and she explained in the book or the audio book, whatever, if you want to listen to it.
No, I think that rejection is with the opposite sex. Because me, it was with my dad.
Yes, maybe whatever you're gonna look.
It doesn't really
but
matter.
Basically, mom or dad, we don't remember exactly. You're gonna feel rejected. You're gonna feel that they're not necessarily there for you.
They weren't in your youth.
Yeah, but it's always a matter of perspective, and that's the podcast, because now maybe a kid feel rejection because you didn't play at the park with him, and you as an adult, you're gonna be like, no, but I have important stuff to do. Yeah, but at that age, and I speak for and I work with kids for a long time. That's another story. I working in daycare, kid will feel rejection at the same level as you will feel rejection for something important for you. Because at that age, for them, playing and having time with their dad or mom at the park, it's the most important thing at that moment for them. It's I don't have the word in English.
Say it in French.
It's important for them, like it's maybe important for you to get to work and have that upgrade in your work. It's the same level, so you cannot dismiss the level and be like, oh yeah, but playing in the park, Sam, come on, that's not a priority. No, that's not a priority for you right now at your age as an adult, but for his age or her age and her level of consciousness, it is the same thing. And it is creating rejection. So you're going to be like, yeah, but Sam, it's impossible to not create wounds. Yep,
it is
impossible.
Whether you're the perfect parent, your child is
you're
still
going to create some
wounds.
because it's normal. Nobody's perfect. It's a path of life. You know, you're born, you learn, you teach, you die. And if you miss one of those four,
you haven't really lived.
Exactly. So...
Not the subject, though.
Not the subject. That's another subject. Write it.
Okay, so rejection.
Yeah.
Rejection, the child felt rejected for whatever reason. Like Sam said, you didn't go to the park with him. He wanted to give you a hug, but you were on the phone with your boss and you couldn't give him a hug right now. That created a certain wound.
You're always out there, like you're there, but on the phone, you're working at the same time when it's vacation or stuff like that, and they feel rejected.
Yeah. So that child is going to have rejection, the rejection wound, and later on is going to be transformed into the escaper.
Yeah.
Escaper, which means
the mask of the escaper.
Exactly. That person in its core does not want to be rejected ever. So before it can be rejected, it's going to escape.
Or reject other. That's why I said it's even... It's the irony of all those things.
Well, exactly. That's what it's going to do. It's going to escape and it's going to reject people because they don't want to be rejected. Then there's abandonment. That could be a child that
We're going to speak about that subject in another episode. Like
the irony?
Conflict and like when you escape and how to deal with all of this.
This is basically just an episode so that in further episodes we can come back to know the basics.
All we do now for the first episode, it's creating those basic fundamentals, so then we can go work in real situation and different perspective.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so abandon. That could be a child, that has been gave up for adoption and... or his mom died. It's really deep. It can be things that parents didn't really mean to do or did in the best
most of the parents
interest.
didn't mean to do it, like, but it is what it is.
No, you never want to wound your child, but
most of
it
them
happens. Yeah. And so abandonment creates the dependent mask, which means that you are always dependent of someone else and you're going to create situations where people are dependent of you because you want to be so useful to people that you're gonna create situations where people can't really live without you in a very unhealthy way, and you're always also gonna be dependent of them. You're always gonna want to create scenarios where you need them and make them feel bad.
Or you're gonna be sick.
Yeah.
A lot of sickness of asthma and stuff like that, where like you need people to always take care of you.
Yeah.
A lot of those people society will class them in a little bit in like the victimization people,
Then there's humiliation.
But we need to say the body type though.
Right now.
Don't want this fast at the same.
Well, it's because I don't remember them to be 100% honest.
The first one, rejection. It's what's the mask?
It's fuyant. Escaper.
Yeah, fuyant. And fuyant, escaper, you're gonna see a lot of time they're smaller.
I remember.
They're smaller, and even if their posture, you can look at the camera. They're gonna sit like this. They're gonna cross their leg, so they don't the foot don't touch. The foot don't touch at the floor, so they're escaping a little bit. They're floating. They're gonna be sometimes smaller people, so you don't see them.
They're gonna have a lot of skin issues like eczema because they don't want to be touched.
Yeah. It's crazy, and go look at the book because like they work with doctor and stuff like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then abandon.
You're gonna be super tall.
How you say abandon?
Abandon.
Yeah, it's sometimes and it's the dependent mask. You're gonna see people like tall but skinny, tall, long arm, long leg. Yeah, and they're gonna lot of time they're gonna repose, like they're gonna put themselves like their head in their hand or stuff like that. You know, they're
when
like,
you look at them, they're like super tall and skinny, but it feels like their body is so heavy. They're always gonna be curled up like this,
and like you think like if something hit them, it's gonna break, like their leg gonna break or stuff like that.
Yeah. Then humiliation. Humiliation is when a child has been made fun of by his parents, right? Your parents are supposed to be the most...
Or always a brother or a figure that can be a parent too.
A parent figure.
In general, and that's for the 5 aspect, a parent figure.
Yeah. If you lost both parents and your grandmother had to step in, that's going to be your mom figure.
Maybe your brother was taking care of you a lot of time.
So for humiliation, when the people who are supposed to love you the most and comfort you the most humiliate you, or you feel humiliated even though it was just a joke.
Joke.
When you're growing up, you're gonna build the mask of
the
masochistic. Thank you. Masochistic. So you're gonna build the masochistic mask, which means when people are just making a constructive criticism or are making a joke about you or anything like that, you're gonna feel ashamed automatically.
Yeah.
You're automatically gonna feel humiliated, and you're gonna do everything in your power, and that's very ironic. You're gonna do everything in your power to be humiliated because you're gonna take on too much for yourself, so that you set yourself up for failure, basically, because your comfort zone is humiliation, and that's what your body and your mind is always going to want to go back to, even though it hurts.
Yeah. And ironically, you're gonna want to help everyone do everything for them, so now you're not letting them do it, so they can find a little bit of humiliation. You're like humiliating them by no, you know, I'm gonna do it, you're not able. So you don't want humiliation, but you're giving humiliation, and that's true for all the 5 part. And for the body, well, humiliation. Lot of time there, you have you're a little bit more corpulent. You have a little bit more.
You're a little bit overweight
or a lot overweight, but you're more corpulent. Yeah, it's humiliation. You want your body bringing it, and I know it's maybe hard to understand or believe at the beginning, but go look at the book, like you're gonna really understand well,
and you might recognize yourself as well. Then there's,
and normally we have all the wound, but we have like 2-3 top wound. So everybody have all the wound. I think there's like one that maybe you don't have. I forgot what's what.
It's the humiliation, actually.
Yeah.
Everybody has all 4 wounds. A lot of them, 2 of them come up really strongly, more strongly than the others. And humiliation, not everybody has.
Yeah. But normally, like, you have 2 big one. A little bit come the personality type.
Yeah.
You have like 2 big one that appear more.
There you go. And
then you have the traitor.
Yeah, it's actually treason. I forgot the word. You have the treason wound, which transforms into the controllant mask.
Yeah. But a lot of time we need to do a transition. A lot of time it starts with
abandonment.
So you have abandon, and people create the dependent mask. But sometimes you have abundant, people create anger.
it becomes rejection.
They get mad. They're like, nope. And then for them, it go from abandon
to rejection.
to treason.
No, first it goes to rejection.
And then you go to treason.
To treason.
For treason, it's not directly. It's more like you're like, nah, and you get mad, and you go to treason.
Treason.
Traitor!
You go to treason. And when you're in treason, you feel obviously betrayed by everyone. And ironically, you will betray people. And you're going to seek control over everything.
And that's the mask.
Yeah, that's the mask.
The controller mask.
Exactly, because you want to control everything. You don't want anyone to betray you ever again. So you want to be in control of every situation, of every aspect in
and
a
you
situation.
you see people betraying you all around, and you think you're not doing it, but like you understand now with all the 5, you're doing it.
Yeah. It's subconscious, guys. We're not saying everybody's mean. This world is doomed. And we're saying everybody's mean in this world. No,
and you want to control, and normally the body type, it's going to be, well, muscle, like a good physical fit form, big shoulder, big back, the upper back. Sometimes a little bit of belly, but you doesn't look fat. You look bulk.
Yeah.
Because you can take a lot of things and you control the situation.
Exactly. So your body is going to be very...
It's the best mask.
Very... like squarey, if I can say it. Like it's gonna be some kind of a square, but there's one part of your body that's gonna stand out.
Yeah.
Because your body is gonna be like, nah, we're not that much in control. Yes, sir. Did you just understand that right now?
We're gonna have a big conversation after the podcast.
And then the last wound.
Oh my god.
Yep. That is.
Bruh.
And then the last wound is injustice. The people who lived a lot of injustice, let's say you have brothers or sisters who always pinned the situation on you, and you were like, no.
But a lot of time it's the mother and the dad.
Yeah.
You're not gonna escape.
No. What I'm saying is like the brother pinned the situation on you, and the parent, instead of listening to you and looking at the whole situation, they were just listening to the little brother and being like, hey, stop doing this.
And you
when
get
you didn't do
schooled, or that's how you say schooled. You get schooled for things that you didn't do. There's a lot of injustice.
Yeah. And that transforms into the rigid mask, which is
the stick.
You're super stiff. Yeah. You're going to try to... You're not going to want to open yourself up to anything. You're going to want to be very, very just for everyone and mostly for you.
And
but by doing that, at the same time, you're going to be super unjust with
everybody.
A lot of people around you. Yeah. And that people often are a little bit the same body type as the
but
controller.
It's less bulk. Controller, it's more bulk. It's more physical. For the injustice, which is the mask of the rigid, stiff, whatever, it's more a perfectly body. It's not like bulk, strong. It's more like well fit, like everything. It's more everything's perfectly in place, really right, really stiff. A lot of time they have a muscular problem because they're so stiff all the time.
Yeah. Their jaw is always clenched, muscles always clenched. You're going to see
really
when they sit down, they're always going to sit down like this.
Right, and tall and...
Always closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the 5.
That's the 5 wounds. And from what we realized...
That's our theory.
That's our theory, right? Nobody ever wrote about that, I don't think, anyway. Our theory is your wounds develop into your personality. So basically, my wounds are rejection and humiliation, my biggest wounds, which transformed into the escaper and into the masochist and masochistic mask. And I realized that by escaping all the time and by trying to being humiliated all the time and wanting to take everything on my shoulders, well, that was me being an S. And me being an escaper, that's me being an introvert. Me not wanting to get close to anyone. Me not wanting to initiate the conversation with someone. That's where we saw the link. And with you...
And me, I have no wounds. Because I'm in control and I'm perfect.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the end of the episode.
So me, it's the mask of the controller and mask of the stiffness. And basically, we realized that actually disc assessment and those things about personality type, it's good, but it's false. Because it all come from your wounds. If you look, I'm a red and yellow. Well, if you look at my wounds, it's stiffness and controllant. It's exactly what bring you to be red and yellow. So we realize that our personality type, it's actually not necessarily a true personality type, but it's our mask.
Yeah.
The mask of our wounds. But now we can go like super mega deep.
Yeah, super deep, because then there's the how do you heal those wounds, right?
Yeah.
Because let's remember, guys, like we said in the beginning, first of all, where focus goes, energy flows. Second of all, it's not because you think you're a D, in your test, you came up as a DI or a DC or an SC, that you have to act that way. If you don't relate to that, don't be that. Be yourself. If you don't relate to the injustice wound or to the humiliation wound, don't be yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's the goal. It's to realize that, oh shit, when I was growing up, I developed this. But now today, I can understand that that's not necessarily what's best for me. That to do what's best for me, I need to go into this. And understand yourself. At the end of the day, be open with yourself. Be vulnerable with yourself first before trying to understand other people.
And we can go ahead and explain how those wounds are, it's unconscious and how it create our reaction and what we are waiting for other people to do, and how you can identify them and learn how to live with them and to fix them, and how it create
Heal them.
Heal them, and how it create influence in everything around us and in our communication and relation. But speaking about all of that, we take hour, and we'll do a great disservice of the power in the book. So go listen to the audiobook or read the book in French if you can. It's better because it's the original version. If not, listen to it or read it in English. It's way better that we can ever explain it. So I really push you forward to go listen or read it. And now I have a question for you, Alanis.
To finish off the episode.
To finish off, yeah.
Go ahead.
And if the key to is the key to go further than our wound were like hide in our way to love, to give love, and to receive love. What do you think about it?
I think we're going to explore that in the next episode.
See you in the next episode. Let's go.
Next week.